My name is Anderson Biggs, and I represent the Studio Art pathway. I am a senior this year, and I think that's me. So for level 1, I know that one is called Fundamentals. You're gonna really be experimenting with different materials for the first, I'd say, for most of the class throughout the year. I know when I was in Fundamentals, it was a lot of like boot camp type stuff. So you're given a lot of freedom on what you're doing, but for the most part, you're working within a material. So we would do colored pencils and you mess with those, and then you would watercolor, sometimes acrylic paint, or even sometimes clay too. Just a bunch of different materials to get you used to the space and where things are. Then for the second and third levels, you get a little bit more independent as you go through. So the second level is similar to the first one in that you're still learning where things are at and just how to work through the creative process. But when you get to the third level, you are definitely a lot more, you're able to have a lot more freedom in your projects and like what you're choosing what you're able to do. And then when you get, if you choose to pursue AP, then you get to go upstairs and you have your own space to kind of work in. You leave your stuff there, and you work on any of the 3 given AP classes that you can take. So some of my favorite projects have been stuff that I've worked on for competitions that you're able to do. So one that is available to all students is the Scholastic Art and Writing Competition. And that's a really good experience if you're first just breaking into doing art competitions, especially in the state. There's also a Delaware State employee competition, but for that you have to be a Delaware State employee or a relative of one. But that one is really good too if you're able to get into that. I've done a lot of projects for those, and I've always really enjoyed submitting things and seeing other people submit things. Some of the stuff I'm working on now is just for my different AP portfolios. It is difficult, I would say, especially if you choose to work on a bigger level, I'd say. One of my canvases, I think, was like 9 feet tall, and that was that was crazy. But you can really go wherever you want with it. And of course, the AP, the portfolios always go on inquiries, is what they're called. They're kind of like themes or questions. And they can be literally anything. I've seen things from ducks to the most intense personal subjects you could possibly imagine. It's intense. It's really cool. I think this pathway is really good, even if you're not particularly an artist. Like if you're looking for a hobby, or even if you've never drawn anything in your life before outside of like your kindergarten class, I think this is a really good class to take because it's a really good environment to be in. There's no pressure to be perfect. There's no pressure to get it right the first time. It's really whatever you want it to be and however you want to make of it. I think it's great.